So right now, I would like to introduce Dean Eoannou. He has done some tremendous work with his Parkinson's boxing program. It's just been phenomenal. The results, people that I have spoken to that have been in his classes have just spoken so highly of him, as well as the results. And he's kind of a surprise guest. We talked to him at the last minute, most especially when he offered the gifts, and we said you should really be here to speak a little bit about what you do and what you've seen and what he provides. And we welcome Dean to give us a little insight.
Hello, everybody. As you know, my name's Dean Eoannou, and I've been a boxing coach for 20 years, 15 of which I was the head coach of the University of Buffalo Boxing Club. We box all over the... Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'll start again. My name's Dean Eoannou. I've been a boxing coach for 20 years. 15 of them, I was the head coach of the University of Buffalo Boxing. We fought all over the country. We've won championships, dozens of championships. 4 of the boxers I've trained were Boxers of the Year. I've also trained a fighter right now that's on the Olympic team. She just got back from Poland, took a silver medal. Thank you. The furthest thing on my mind was to walk away from training boxers. I lived and breathed boxing. Anybody who knows me knows that's what I got up for. I retired early to train fighters. Boxing is now nationally recognized for effectively treating Parkinson's. I now work solely with Parkinson's patients 7 days a week. 15 months ago, as it all started, I went to my dentist. Sunday morning, I did a show on Parkinson's with Leslie Stahl. They really kicked this whole thing off, I think, nationally. And they showed the benefits that boxing has had on Parkinson's. After watching that show, I truly wanted to get involved. And it just so happened I went to my dentist the next day, and she asked me if I saw the show. I told her I had. And she told me she had a husband. His name's Tony. He has Parkinson's. I asked if I could work with him. I said, no problem at all. I had no idea what I was getting into. Came to my gym with a cane that wasn't enough to support him. He walked to destinations in the gym. He walked to a table, a chair, a piece of equipment. He couldn't stand up on his own. I know that people have reservations about boxing, and one of the things I'm hearing all the time is, am I going to get punched? And if I was punching anybody with Parkinson's, I'd be talking to Salino and Barnes right now. I want to make it clear before I start, no one gets punched. But we do work with real boxing techniques, real skill sets. And to train fighters at this level, you've got hundreds of skill sets. You've really got a big bank of tools to pick from. I started working with Tony. First thing he told me is that he had MSA, multiple system atrophy. In his own words, Parkinson's on steroids. It was at this point that I realized the magnitude of what it was I was about to undertake. First thing I did, he couldn't stand up on his own. I had to support him the whole time. The first thing I did was teach him basic footwork, basic boxing footwork. Footwork to maintain balance under the most adverse conditions. I had to support him the whole time I was doing it. Within a month, he was able to stand up for short periods of time and start doing some of the footwork without falling over. A month or so later, he was able to do it on his own with no support at all from me. He struggled with lateral movement, surface changes. We've got boxes in the gym that we train our fighters for lateral movement to keep their balance under extreme lateral movement conditions. It was a box. It's a 6-inch box we stand up to do the drills. Tony was unable to even stand on the box without me supporting him with both hands. Within a few months, he was able to stand on the box and go over it one time. 4 months into it, one time he went over the box. We were ecstatic. A month later, he went over the box 1,170 times before losing his balance. The Buffalo Evening News came in to do a story on the gym and what we were doing. And they asked him, the reporter asked Tony, what did he hope to accomplish after all this? And he said he wanted to learn how to run in the grass again. Within a month, we had him at Crosby Field running around the track, running through the grass. I wish I had a video to show you today, but I do have one on my phone for anyone who wants to see it. Last winter, he was coming out of the parking lot. We both pulled in the parking lot together at the gym, and he always walks to the front of the gym. It's a pretty long walk. There's a door in the back, but he always chooses to go in the front. It was winter, it was icy, it was slushy. He had a gym bag, and he walked from his car to the front door with both his hands in his pocket. I noticed it the whole time we were walking. I didn't say anything. When I got to the front door, I said, you walked all the way from the parking lot with your hands in your pocket carrying a gym bag. I walked back. It was 125 steps through the ice. Since then, Tony has gone to Dubai on his own, and he was unable to attend here tonight because he's vacationing in Vegas. That's the truth. I had another gentleman come in. His name's Mike. Diagnosed 19 years. Took 48 pills a day. Took them in 2-hour intervals. He didn't have balance issues. He had tremors and extreme dyskinesia, one of the side effects of taking carbidopa, levodopa for any length of time. He's been working with us for a year. He's down to 28 pills a day with his doctor's supervision. There's no sign of the dyskinesia, no sign of tremors. He's not here today as well. He's on a boat cruise. One of the guys that is here tonight that I worked with is a guy named Jeff. Jeff Quinn. I'm going to use his name because he said I could. He came in. He was diagnosed 7 years. He had tremors in his right hand. Scuffed when he walked. Excuse me. Sister-in-law said she always knew when he was behind him, she could hear his foot scuff. 6 months later, no signs of tremors. And he doesn't scuff anymore. He's informed, he's right there. I'd like him to stand up. I had another woman named Barb. She came to the gym. She's here tonight. I'm not going to call her out. She loved to work out. She was an avid biker. She hadn't ridden in over a year. She quit Zumba because of balance issues. She came to the gym stooped and shuffling. Within a few months, she was walking straight. She's back in Zumba. She joined a bike club, and she's just rode her bike around Grand Island, 26 miles. When the Buffalo Evening News interviewed her, she told them she felt like she got her life back, which has since come the tagline for our gym, Take Your Life Back. The results I've just stated were achieved by one-on-one work with a specific template for each person. I want to sum up by saying if you have Parkinson's or know anyone who has it, give boxing a try. The results are amazing. It's time to take your life back. Thank you.
Dean, thank you very much, and thank you for the work you're doing. I know that this came upon you unexpectedly to some degree, but you've done wonders with it, and all of the boxing programs, the Rocksteady, Parkinson's Boxing, the Boxing Against Parkinson's, the groups at the YMCA, all having tremendous results. It's really, really quite remarkable.